You. B740, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Deputy Speaker, sir, first of all, let me congratulate you on your assumption of this high responsibility as Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly. I am informed that the State Property Development Company Limited, Business Parks of Mauritius Limited, the Tourist Villages Company Limited, and Lepai International Conference Center Limited have merged into the State Land Development Company Limited on 1st December 2016. The State Land Development Company Limited subsequently changed its name to Landscope Mauritius Limited on the same date, and the amalgamated company is fully operational as from that date. Leval Development Limited will be merged into the company at a later stage. There are also 6 subsidiaries under Landscope Mauritius Limited, namely CyberProperties Investment Limited, Informatics Park Limited, BPML Freeport Services Limited, Landscope Facilities Company Limited, Côte City Limited, and Richter Smart City Limited. At the same time of the amalgamation, there were 3 former chief executive officers in post, namely the CEO of the former State Land Development Company Limited, the CEO of the former State Property Development Company Limited, and the CEO of the former BPML. Madam Speaker, I am further informed that following the termination of the contract of employment of the CEO of the former State Land Development Company Limited and the resignation of the CEO of the former BPML, the CEO of the former State Property Development Company Limited was requested to oversee and manage the activities of the amalgamated company Landscope Mauritius Limited, as well as the following 3 subsidiaries of Landscope Mauritius Limited, namely CyberProperties Investment Limited, BPML Freeport Services Limited, and Informatics Park Limited.
Honorable Bhagwan.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, I have a few questions. Can we, Prime Minister, inform the House whether the Mrs. NH is acting as CEO of Landscope? Is she acting?
She's already the CEO. She was already the CEO of SPDC, and therefore she remained in office when there was the amalgamation. But she has been given additional responsibility, as I have stated, with regard to the other subsidiaries that falls under the business parks of Mauritius and the SLDC.
Honorable Bhagwan.
Can I know from the Prime Minister, well, he has been made aware qu'il y a une situation malsaine au niveau de Landscope between the chairperson, the CEO, the acting CEO, au détriment du personnel, and whether he has received representation from the staff, from the unions, from people working in the different organizations falling in the scope de cette situation malsaine qui fait beaucoup de taux sur la productivité et au niveau du moral du personnel.
Mr. Deputy Speaker, I am aware that there have been at times differences between the acting CEO and the chair. And I have obviously tried to find out what were the issues, and I've spoken to both the chair and the CEO to see to it that, you know, things are done in a manner that will not impact negatively on the institution. But with regard to the employees you mentioned, that I don't recall having received any representations from them.
Honorable Zubajmai.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. I understand from the Honorable Prime Minister that the former heads of the subsidiaries, Mr. Wong So and Mr. Koomaren Chetty, resigned from Landscope, and Mrs. N.H. Hanoomanjee was requested to take over their duties and responsibilities. I would like to know from the Honorable Prime Minister what salary they were drawing for these responsibilities, and now what salary Mrs. Hanoomanjee is being remunerated to take over these responsibilities.
Well, Mr. Claude Wong So was drawing his monthly basic salary of 275,000 rupees and other allowances of 75,000 rupees. That is a total of 350,000 rupees per month. Mr. Koomaren Chetty was drawing a monthly basic salary of 100,000 rupees and other allowances of 41,400 rupees. He was also paid 70,000 rupees for performing the duties of officer in charge of the three subsidiaries of BPML, which I've mentioned, so making a total of 211,400 rupees in total per month. And Mrs. Naila Hanoomanjee was drawing a monthly basic salary of 130,000 rupees and other allowances of 33,000 rupees, that is a total of 163,000 rupees per month. But I must say, after the amalgamation, the three CEOs were requested to take a pay reduction, and they were informed that this would be a temporary measure. Now, Mrs. Naila Hanoomanjee accepted, and her pay package was accordingly reduced to a monthly basic salary of 100,150 rupees and other allowances of 41,400 rupees. That is a total of 141,550 rupees. The passage benefit and end-of-year gratuity payable to her were also reduced accordingly, while Mr. Wong So refused the pay reduction, and his contract was therefore terminated. So Mrs. Hanoomanjee, CEO of the former SPDC, was then requested by the board of Landscope to oversee and manage the activities of the former SLDC. And a responsibility allowance of 70,000 rupees was paid to her as from 10th March 2017, bringing her total monthly package to 211,550 rupees. Now, I can also, there are additional responsibilities. I must say also that at a later stage, Mr. Koomaren Chetty had also resigned from the post of CEO of BPML.
Last question, Honorable Bhagwan.
Can I ask the Honourable Prime Minister whether the government policy not to pay board fees to staff sitting, each CEO of us sitting on subsidiaries is adhered to by these persons? Because I have in my possession a request from the CEO of the CyberProperties to credit amounts to her account and others, despite this government policy not to pay officers sitting on the board allowances. Whether this policy is adhered to, if not, can we have some details also?
From the information that I have, as to date, she has not been remunerated as director of any of those companies. But I need to look at whether this is the practice or not. I'll check, but she has not. She has not obtained any fees as director so far.
I suspend the sitting for 1.5 hours.